Hey, 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 everybody. It's your lovely Lotus Blossom Lizzie. And I know it's a lot of light going on in here today. And I'm on a little bit early. So I'm hoping that everybody saw my message over on the other side because we were having a little bit of some technical difficulty. So I had to use a different program in order for me to go on today. So hopefully you all will see it over here and you can chime in at any time. So if you're coming on the replay, I just wanted to say thank you for joining me. And my eyes are kind of all over the place because, I'm a one-man band and I am doing the production on this and everything. And I'm using a new program too. So that makes it a little bit more difficult. So I hope I got everything out that I need. So today we're going to be doing some junk journaling today. And, I can't see if I know there's some people on with me. I can't see if you're on the chat or not. So if you are on your mobile device and you want to chat, the only thing that you need to do is just to swipe up and then you'll be able to chat also. Hey, Rachel, yay, you found me. I had to use YouTube's new feature where you just kind of come on instead. So, hey, Tamisha. I think I'm finally saying your name right. I think I've been calling you Tamika, but I think it's Tamisha. So you can tell me if I'm right or not. And so I'm gonna go to the desktop in a moment. I'm on a little bit early. I'm trying to come on every Friday at 4 o'clock. So yeah, this is week 2 that I made it on time. So yeah, Tamisha. Okay, yay! I like that name. So I hope you all are doing good today. What's on your agenda for this weekend? My weekends are usually like all family. It's all family on the weekends, but during the week I like to kind of come on and do some stuff with you all. Do some junk journaling. So, like I said, I'm going to get started in a minute. If these are the type of videos that you like, just make sure you hit the subscribe button below and then also hit the notification button so that you'll be notified when more videos like this one come out. Okay, so Tamisha says she is going to be sleeping this weekend. This is her day off. So I'm glad to hear that. I think I work every day. I don't know if I really have a day off, but I enjoy what I do. So every day is kind of like, it's kind of like a vacation day for me. So it's okay. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go to the cloud. I'm going to go ahead and get started because I know it's going to take me a little while to do the pages and stuff. So let me see if I can, hopefully I get this right. Yay, I did it. Okay. So we're in the cloud. All right. So, but there's one thing, and I don't know if I can fix this. If you guys will just give me a said moment here to see if I can fix. Oh, not you. And not you. There we go. I'm trying to move over to the other side. There we go. So it won't be all in the way. So, like I said, I got like a brand new setup and it's a little janky. So y'all have to excuse me for that. Excuse me for the jankiness here. Let me see. Seems like we have one thing that's kind of off here. Not you. Is it you? Not you. I can't get it straight. Oh well, I'll just have to leave it the way it is because I don't know what I just did to mess this up. Okay, anywho. All right. So I'm going to be working in my now old junk journal. And if you haven't seen this already, I'll put a link below to how to make an easy junk journal. And this was like completely flat when I did it. So you can see it's now just busting at the seams. And I had someone that asked me, how come I didn't put like a lot of pages in here, and this is why. Because I knew the spine on this wasn't that big and that this was just gonna be out of control. So that's where we are today, out of control. So I kind of didn't have a set plan for today on which page I was going to be working on. So let's find the page to work on. Maybe I'll finish these 2 pages off, or maybe we'll do this one. I'm not sure, That's usually how my junk journaling starts. And most of the time when I'm not on camera, the way I junk journal is I just kind of pull things out and put things on the page, and I'll go to another page and put things on. But for you all, I usually try to finish a complete page. So what I did was I took a few items out here. Oh yeah. I have like my drawer of said, I wouldn't call it junk. It's like my hidden treasures. It's my treasure. So I'm just gonna pull out a few things. And I got this was actually some plastic off of some flowers that I got for my birthday. And so I'm gonna use that probably. And let's see, some of my artwork. I'll take some of that out. Maybe I'll add that in. And there's a piece of atlas paper. I might be able to use that. And add some stuff in here too. So it's all about just kind of using what you already have. And I don't even know where these little stickers came from with these little girls, but I probably won't use those because, they're not like me. So I don't want to use those in my journal. Let's see. I have to give those to somebody else. And I try to find like some colorful things. And like this is a comic strip that my mom gave me. And so I want to add this one in too. So we'll see if we can get that in. So I'm just going to pull out just a few things. And this doesn't even belong in here. I feel like I would have had some of this already out, but I was very ill prepared today. I thought I had more time than I had because that's how it usually works out. Look at that picture. Isn't that like amazing? This came out of a travel magazine. I don't know. I'm gonna save this for a bigger junk journal because I'm getting ready to switch into a bigger junk journal. I'm gonna make a new one. Let's see. And then I have another drawer that I took out. So that's the nice thing about having some drawers where you have things in where you can take some things out. And I did put some stuff on the top of here. So I have like some game cards that I think maybe I'll use, a guest check I can use for journaling. I have some butterflies, and the butterflies, the guest checks, the game cards, these are all up in the shop as well. So you can head over to pleasantcreations.com. The link is in the description if you need any of these things already done. So I love these little butterflies. So I'm gonna use some of the butterflies today, and also these vellums. I had like some sample vellum, and so I want to use that. Someone asked me if the vellum is see-through, and the answer is like if you can see the page behind it, and the answer is yes. So you can see behind the vellum. So those are available in the shop also. So I might use some of those and maybe some items out here. Okay. I think that's enough. Maybe. Because I always get ideas as I go. So let's see. First of all, I'm not doing any painting today. Sometimes we do some painting. I want to add this into my journal, but I don't want to like glue it down. I could use this like a pocket. It could be like a big old pocket. You can see this is, I think I showed this on one of the last live streams that I had. This is a piece of artwork that I did, and I did it on the back of some junk mail. Isn't that beautiful? I love doing stuff like that. I was just sitting here and I was talking on the phone with my mother, and Pam came up with a little piece of art. So that would be good here because it kind of matches this page over here on this side a little bit and just make it into a pocket. I don't know how easy it's going to be for me to do that though, because of all the stuff that's on this page. It kind of and this is a really stiff piece here. So what we could do, if I didn't really think too much into it, I can put some staples in here too, but on this side I wouldn't be able to. So I'm going to take some glue and try to put this down. Let me grab some glue here. Also, what kind of makes me just a little bit kind of crazy is that I move some stuff around too. So I got some new drawers to store my things in. Okay, I'm going to use some Aleene's tacky glue because I need something that's going to be like really strong. instead of using tape. You know, I'm going to try to use the tape because I think the tape would be okay. So let me pull the tape out. If I have some over here, I got a little bit. I have a little bit of tape. I'm going to put the tape on here. And this is double-sided tape. And you can find this almost any place. Um, I found this at Tuesday mornings. And also you can get some at Joann's as well. I think this one I got from Joann's, but you can find it at Tuesday mornings also. And the answer to your question, Tamisha, is the glue. The Aleene's glue is very good. It's very thick though. It's a thick kind of glue, so it's not that easy to spread, but I still like using it. And also, the double-sided tape, you didn't see this double-sided tape at the Dollar Tree. What you saw was like a foam tape, and it's a lot thicker than this tape. So you just have to watch out for that because it's not what you think. But the foam tape is good as well if you want something to kind of sit off of the page, kind of be lifted off. So you just want to be careful about that. It's a different kind of tape there. They don't sell the all the way flat type of tape there. Okay, so let me rifle around in here and find, see if I can find my bone folder. All right. So I always like to advise people whenever you're using a double stick tape, you want to make sure that it's down really good on your surfaces. So I always use my bone folder. You can use anything just to make sure that it's adhered good. And then we'll just pull it up. And another tool I like to use is my Cricut weeder. So of course it wasn't made for this purpose, but it works perfectly. And then I don't have to stick my nails in the sticky stuff to get this tape up because this tape is really strong. And the weeder pulls it right up. So now I'm going to stick this all the way down. And I'm going to do it this way. I think it's going to be easier. Aren't these colors pretty? This was the one I did last week. I still haven't went back in and put any writing on it, but I will. And dun, dun, dun. See, it's already coming up because this page is like so bent. It's going to make it harder for this to stay. So I should probably put some washi tape on here. And I'm going to use this washi tape right here because I already have it kind of close to me. So let's use some of this. Let's see if this will work to keep this down. And you could also, because the washi tape is not that strong, I could use some glue on the washi tape too, but I'm doing this on the lazy side. And I'm just going to do it like this, and that should keep this down. So now I have like a nice pocket. So let's see. Let's test our pocket out here. Ta-da-da. So I can take something. So I think what I'll do to kind of keep this down, I'll pull this up and I'll put some glue on it. Yeah, I can do that right now. Because it's just this one little end. So I'm going to use some of this glue. And I'm just going to put it down here. At the bottom, if I can see. And then I'm going to put my washi tape back on it. And I'm going to close it. And I'll leave it closed for a little while. So I won't work on those pages back there. Now let's go back to the page where we're at. Hi, Shannon. Oh, thanks, Shannon. So I don't know if this is going to show up on the replay. So I'm just going to tell you what I'm seeing in the chat because, like I said, this is not the normal event feature in the chat. So I had to do something different to make sure I came on. And Shannon says that she says she's going to she's here to get some tips basically, and that she wants to support a fellow creative, beautiful lady. Thank you, Shannon. And then she says, "Oh yeah, I get that glue at the dollar store in the small bottle for $1." Yeah, this glue right here, you can get it for $1, but some things you have to be careful with when you buy from the dollar store because it's not worth the money that you pay. Like this, I think I got this bottle maybe for about $6 or $5 using the coupon um at Michael's. And so if you did $5 of bottles at the dollar store, you still might not get this much glue. So you have to kind of weigh out how much it is as opposed to the amount that you get. And I know that they have like Mod Podge there at the dollar store too, like brand name. But again, it's probably cheaper to buy the bigger one. So even if I was testing it like something like this, I probably would just get from the craft store instead, because the glue is pretty good. All right, so back to this page. So let's take out some things that we might use now. I wanted to use some unconventional things to kind of show you all that you don't really need. You don't have to go out and buy stuff. Like I said, I got this with some flowers that my son gave me. So I wanted to use this because I like the pattern on here. So that's like free stuff right there. Yeah, Shannon said it's cheaper like to get the Mod Podge at Walmart instead of like the dollar store, basically, because what you get per ounce. And that's very true. And sometimes we don't think about that. It's like, ooh, it looks, things are cheaper at the dollar store, but sometimes things are not as cheap as they seem. So we have to be careful with that. So I'm gonna cut. I don't want the Publix brand on here, although I like this nice green part. I'm just gonna cut some of this off. I'm not going to worry about it being that straight or anything. And just think, normally this would have either went into the recycle pile or would have went into the trash. So I saved mine because I knew immediately I was going to use it on a page for a background. Now the trick is how I'm going to put it down. How am I going to put it down? I have no idea. Let's see. Should I put it on here? Because you can kind of see through there. It has. Let's do. What if we put it in the middle and then just let it go across? That's what I think I'm going to do. I'm going to be adventurous. And I'm going to cut this little piece off at the bottom. It doesn't have to be perfectly straight. And that way, I'm trying to make it so I don't have to cut any excess off at the bottom. I've been corrected a few times about the way that I say excess. I always say access, and I've been told it's excess with the EX and not access with the AC, but that's just the way I talk, y'all. And sometimes when people tell me stuff like that, I get mad at first, just only for a second. Then I'm like, they're just trying to give me the right information. So I just need to just take that information and correct myself. Okay, let's see. All right. So I'm using some matte gel medium, and you might not have this, but you can use decoupage, or you could use regular glue, but I don't think the regular glue will actually dry clear. All right, hold on. We need a paintbrush for this. I really wish I had my stuff together today. Okay, so I'm gonna go where I think the paint is gonna go. The matte gel medium actually dries. It dries clear, so I'm not gonna worry about if I go over the area where I'm putting this at. It's a-okay. Plus, I don't want to totally cover up this beautiful paper that I have here. This is some of the coffee dye paper that I have up in the shop also over at Pleasant Creations. So I use that in all my journals because I love, love, love this paper. Now I wonder, since this is plastic, I'm very new to using the matte gel medium also. So I don't know. I'm gonna try to go over the top of it because it's plastic and it's gonna be hard to write on. And if I put the matte gel medium over the top, then I could like paint or anything on top of it. So let's just go that route. I should have cut that off at the end, but oh well. And again, it's gonna dry clear, so put that in the middle there. And then on this side, we're gonna do the same thing. And this side, I just used like some graph paper. I know you all are putting stuff in the comments. I'm gonna look at it in a second. I'm trying not to make too big of a mess because I can make a mess on this desk. And I always recommend that you cover your surfaces, but I didn't really do that this time. Let's see. All right, and I'm gonna do the same thing with this. And I like layering stuff on like this because it adds dimensions to the paper. And I like that. I like dimensional type of junk journal. Right. See if I can get this part to stick down some. All right, and then I'm gonna have to let this dry a little bit, but I can't fold this one over or it's gonna stick to itself. I'm gonna try to use my heat gun on this. I don't know how that's gonna work because this is on top of plastic, and I never tried to put plastic down. So you all are on the Liz experimental kick here. I'm experimenting with stuff. Now, usually I experiment on camera because I'm not afraid to experiment on camera. All right, so let's put our lid on here. And I'll just put my brush over here for now. So let's see. I don't think this is gonna be too loud, so I'm gonna look at the comments while I'm drying the paper. And let's see. Yes, Shannon says we were not made to be perfect, and that is so true. We're made to live, love, and have fun. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So Shannon asks, when you use any type of tacky glue or Mod Podge, how do you clean your brushes? I just usually I stick mine in some water. I'll keep like a jar of water, which I did not put on my desk today because I was really rushing. And so I put the I'll just stick it in the water until I'm finished with what I'm doing or until I feel like going to clean the brushes. And then I just clean mine off with water and it comes right up. But if you let your brushes sit and that medium dries on there, then it's going to probably be nearly impossible to clean your brushes. Now, anybody can chime in because that's kind of an amateur move. Just clean your brushes with water. I know that there are some types of solutions that you can use, but I don't have any just yet. And that's something that I've been doing through my art journaling process. And also for my junk journaling process is to start collecting supplies and the things to do stuff right. So, well, I won't say right, do it in a more non-novice way. So right now, I just clean my brushes with water. So Shannon says that she lets hers sit and then they get all messed up, huh? And then but also the brushes that I have are not expensive brushes. They are very inexpensive because I didn't want to buy like some really good brushes and I didn't know if this was going to be something that I was going to do all the time. So it just made sense for me to just get some brushes that were inexpensive. So this is still sticky. And I think this is the first time I'm using this matte gel medium on camera too. I have like the gesso, but the matte medium, you can use it to glue things down. It's called an acrylic extender. So I don't really know what that means. I've seen people glue things down to their page, also to go over the top of it so that you can like paint and write on things. So that's kind of what I'm using mine for. And I will say that it's darn expensive. And I got mine for 60% off and with an additional 20% off coupon, or else I wouldn't have bought it because I think this jar was like about 28 bucks. But when I got done paying for it, of course it wasn't 28 bucks. So I'm just saying, if you look for something like that, it's going to be a little bit on the expensive side. So I would probably do something a little bit differently if I couldn't get it for. And this is not even the high end brand. The high end brand is Liquitex, and it costs more, even more than this one. And I got the big jar too. So they did have buy one get one 50% off, but I didn't want to do that because those sales always make you spend more money than you want to spend. Yeah, that was a good deal. Okay, I think that's dry enough because I don't know if I'm gonna be writing on here. So this is what our page is looking like so far. And it's probably gonna stick together when I close it because it's still just sometimes when you use like these glues like this, even when you think that they're dry, when they're warm, they're not all the way dry. It takes a little while for them to dry a bit. So let's see, what else can we do? Ooh, I like this paper. You know what? I have some more pictures in here I would like to put down too. Let me see if I can find them. So I have them stashed in some of the pockets. I think the pocket in the back. There we go. Let's see, I'm gonna do a flip through of this journal as well, but not today. I'm gonna do it on a different day because I'm almost done with this one. So let's see. I could do this is me and my brother here, or my uncle and my mom in this picture, or I could put both of them on here. Maybe I put both of them on here. I like this paper. So let's see. So I'm going to use this paper for a background on this side and kind of covering up the flowers. Oh, I move it over a little bit. Move it up. Nah, I don't like that. It's better over here where there's nothing on it on here. You know what? I'm not going to use this on this one. Let me do something different. Let me find something different to use. Oh, yeah. Let's see. I pulled out a little bit of paper here. Journaling paper. Let's see, do I want to use any of this? The papers on these are good, nice too. This came from Tuesday mornings. So let's see. This would have been good to go with that little tab there. It doesn't really look good with this though. So let's see what I'm thinking here. Let's see if I can. Oh, let me put my glasses on. Put my old lady glasses on. Let's see if I can get this, cut this straight. Because me and scissors, we have a love-hate relationship. So I have to, use my paper trimmer most of the time. Okay. So that's good. And maybe I'll just only put one picture here. And, oh yeah. Let's see. I'm going to use my We Are Memory Keepers corner chomper here on my picture. Just to give me some rounded corners. And I'm also going to round the corners on our little card here. Still a little bit of blue showing. Let's take that off. I don't want the blue on there. Okay. Now, that's better. And what I do also... Okay. Sorry for going off camera there. I got like these little things from a thrift store, and I showed this in my last video also, but it was kind of sped up, so I wanted to show you on here. I don't know what this was when I bought it, but I got quite a few of them. Show you. I had some black ones and it had some of these gold ones. And so what I did was I went to the dollar store and I got the Velcro at the dollar store. I bought a pack of Velcro and it looks like this when you get it. So it has the loop and it has like the other part of the tape on here. And I just cut little pieces and I put the loop part on here. So now if I get, oh, let me find it. So now I use like these blending tools that you get for Ranger, and I can just stick it right on here because it's just like a regular blending tool. And then I use this for my blender. And it works out good if you're using the different inks at the same time or paints. You don't have to keep switching out the foam. So if you can find something that has flat and it has like a little bit of a handle, you can use that, or you can use like a thread, like a needle and a spool. You can use that, an old spool, or I actually saw it on the Frugal Crafter, and she was using it. She made some out of a chess piece, and I was like, man, let me look for something like that. And so I just kind of kept my eyeballs open, and then I found it at the thrift store. So, and see, it works perfectly. I didn't even have to put a staple in it. On the Ranger ones, it has a staple in the Velcro on the little doohickey, and I didn't even need to do that. So that worked out well. So let me look at the chat a little bit here. Let's see. Said I'm in Ohio, but 1 hour from Cleveland. I only have a Walmart and a Joann's Fabric. Yeah. I think we're very lucky that we're in an area where we have almost everything. We have Hobby Lobby, we have Michaels, and all kinds of stuff. But another great place to look for is some things that you might want is on Etsy as well. Etsy has lots of good stuff too. So on this picture, I'm going to use just some double-sided tape on this, and I'm just going to use it off of this little tape roll. This thing is hard to use for me for some reason. I got that at Tuesday Morning too. It came like in a pack of 4 for like $7, so that was a good price. And then I'm going to use some of this tape on the back because this is a stronger tape so that it can stay on. Those do look like catching doorknobs, but I'm not exactly sure if it's doorknobs or not. It didn't really have a place where you screw things in because I already covered it up so I can't see. But I don't know. I think this had to have been some type of a doorknob, but it works out perfectly. So you can actually go to the hardware store and find some of those. Get some wooden ones, or I guess it doesn't matter what kind of wood you use. It matters what kind of tape is on the back of that Velcro. Not get stuff all over the place. Got tape on my finger now. Because that's how us crafters roll. So I asked everybody earlier, like, what you had planned for this weekend. Are you just like relaxing? Are you going to the beach? Because I know some people you can't go to the beach just yet. Not just yet. But it's kind of it's like beach weather down here. I'm inside and I got the air conditioning on and I'm still hot. Because I'm in sunny Florida. Ooh, y'all had a lot of snow in Orlando. I mean in Ohio. Let me use this. I always end up making like a huge mess on my desk whenever I'm crafting or doing art journaling. It's just a huge mess. It's the crafter's life. It is the crafter's life. All right. So let's put this down here. All right. So that's its home. So it's always good to just have like a few things out that you know that you're going to be using. And then You can, or just keep them in a drawer or something like that. So you can just pull out the things that you're going to use. So let's see. My layouts usually come out a bit whimsical. I usually have a lot of stuff going on my pages. And sometimes you can't even see the background. I think I'm going to put this guest check on here and then I can write on here. So I think it's going to be a little bit difficult to write on here and I'll go back in later and put something on. So, or maybe I should write on here now and then tape it on and then it won't be hard to write on because with all the stuff behind it, it's going to be a little bit hard to write on, but I don't know. So Tamisha says she is in North Carolina. Is it cold there or is it warm there? Let's see. All right, I'm going to go ahead and write something on here. I have to think because I don't know what I want to write. I didn't have time to find my good pen. So unprepared today. Let's see. I don't have any background music for you all to listen to. Okay, since I don't have the background music, it might take me a minute to write on there. I don't want you all to get bored. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to put the guest check down and then I'll just struggle a little bit when I write on it, which is fine. That will be just fine. See, I could write on the front or on the back of this, but since we have kind of a green thing going on here, I'm going to write on this side. And I like to mention where I get some of the stuff at, but I will say most of the things I have I either found or I got at a thrift store. And a lot of these items, because I have so much, I usually post it up over on Etsy shop as well, so I can share some of them. I just went. I did a little bit of thrifting at my new spot now that I found. I love that place. And I found some books there that I'm going to be turning into journals. But I figured if somebody wanted to request a custom journal, which I've had some custom work so far, if somebody wanted them, then they could pick the book cover. So what I'm doing is posting up the book covers. You could buy the book covers if you wanted to, or you could request customization and have a journal made with the book cover. So I started putting some books up today, just a few right now. But I have tons of them, and I'll show you what they look like. If anybody's been watching Netflix, you'll see on Netflix they have a series of unfortunate events, and so I got a few of these books I found, which is awesome. And I'm going to turn these into journals. So what I did was I posted up the actual books over on in my Etsy shop over at Pleasant Creation. So if somebody wanted to buy the cover or the book, then they could do that. Or again, they could ask for customization on those. So that's awesome. I've been doing some awesome thrifting, but it does take time to find that stuff. So I totally get it with the vintage people, the vintage sellers when they go out and they buy stuff and for resale. It takes a lot of time to do that. You have to like really love doing that, which I do. All right, and I am leaving this hanging over a little bit. All right, so I can write on that. And also, again, you don't have to worry about perfection. It doesn't have to be perfect. It could be a little crooked, and I think it would be okay. And then I'm going to put this on, which kind of adds, since we have red there, it kind of gives a little nice of an added touch there. And I think I'm going to put this down with some washi tape. So let's see if we can get the washi tape to stick on here. I think I'll do it this way. So it'll be like a flip up card or maybe a pocket again. I like doing pockets. I like these little cards too because they have like questions on one side of them and then they have the answers on the back. So you could just totally still play with these cards. They're nice to play. Yeah, the cover of those books are amazing. I think I have about 10 of those books. And that was a good find because I actually went there looking for some other kind of books and I found the Lemony Snicket books. And I actually watched the series on Netflix as well. I've never read the books myself, so that was a good find. So Shannon asks, where is the best place to find old children's books? She says she doesn't have much of a selection. I will tell you the best place to go. Now, Goodwill sells, they sell a pretty good collection of children's books. I know in my area, the books are like around 59 cents a piece if you find the children's books. But if you can find a thrift store that sells children books, that's probably going to be your best bet is a thrift store. It's going to be even cheaper. I mean, 59 cents for children's books, it ain't that shabby to begin with. So Goodwill is a good place. And then the thrift store also to find good children's books. Because, if it's more than $1, you can just go to the dollar store and you can get some books there if you wanted to. But we don't want to go to the dollar store. We want to go someplace else and find some. You could potentially find some nice vintage books. And I think the thrill with the vintage thing is that um, things are just more unique. So it's nice to have like some vintage items. So I'm going to stick this down here. So just so this card will stay down. So I'm going to take a little bit of tape if I can find it. Tape, guess what, y'all? I moved my trash can too, so I can't even just throw stuff directly in the trash. Because I was going to empty the trash and it just didn't wake out. Oh, you're going to make some coasters out of the vintage books. That's a good idea. Yep, thrift store. And I'll tell you what I do when it comes to going thrifting is like I always try to, if I'm in an area that I'm not normally in, I'll just Google thrift store and see what comes up and then go check it out. And that's how I found some of the best thrift stores that I've been going to. So I definitely would suggest that. Let's do this. I'm going to cut my vellum. I'm gonna fussy cut it. So if you know, fussy cutting is just like really kind of doing a bit of detail cutting. And let me try to stay on the camera. And I'm not cutting I'm not throwing the trash from this away or the cuttings because I may be able to use that too. I'm kind of like a paper crafter hoarder. I hold on to everything. Sometimes it's kind of ridiculous. I have to tell myself, okay, Liz, that's enough. You're going to have to just go ahead and throw some stuff in the recycle bin, but it's like you just don't want to. Hey, Casual, how you doing? Casual, I got to get back over to your YouTube channel for sure because you do like some nail stuff, and I wanted to check it out because I like doing my nails. And I haven't been doing them that much because since I've been doing so much gluing and stuff, my nails get immediately messed up. And so I haven't been doing them that much. So usually I have like lots of paint and glue and stuff on my nails, but I still like doing them. So you all have to check out Casual's her channel. So you can check out anybody's channel on here by just clicking like over on the right hand side, you'll see like three dots. And if you hit those dots, it'll give you a selection to go over to their channel so you can look at their channels. But you're not allowed to go over there until after you finish over here with me. And then you can go check it out. All right, let's see. I watch a lot of YouTube channels, so I think I'm gonna have to do like I'm gonna have to do something on my favorite channels so you guys can see what my favorite channels are also. So I don't know what I did with my glue stick when I was moving stuff around because that's my life right now. I'm just gonna use some scrap paper that I have here and hopefully I need to put this in water. It still has some glue on it. Surprise, surprise. I'm just gonna use the Access glue from that matte medium, not glue. Let me put this down on the page. That's one of my dollar store paintbrushes anyway, so it's not going to be a big deal if that one gets messed up. Let's see. All right, uncurl. It doesn't want to uncurl, y'all. It's giving me a hard time. I think it would look really lovely here if I had my glue stick. I don't know what I did with my glue stick. Okay, let me try using a little bit more matte medium. I can't find my glue stick. I'm gonna use my finger. I really like using my finger for stuff, but sometimes I just have to bite the bullet and do it. No, we need like a more stickier glue. This is too wet. So let's try the Aleene's. And I usually store the Aleene's tacky glue like upside down like this. So I don't have to shake it. But it's been sitting on my desk for a minute. So and then it should be right here at the bottom. Yay. So let's see. I think this might work a little bit better since it's I wouldn't say it's more tackier, but it's like a thicker glue. Yeah. I also keep wet wipes on the desk, so I don't have to keep getting up too. And that works out well. Try not to use too many wet wipes at one time, because I want to be environmentally friendly. If I can try not to use a lot of paper towels and not a lot of wet wipes. Let's see. I never do this, you all. Never put stuff on my fingers except for paint to do this, but I'm trying not to be too bougie on here. Just get her done. I'm already making a mess, but whatever. Whatever. I'm gonna look back in the chat in a minute, you all. I know y'all going crazy in the chat. Do you all have an aversion to putting stuff on your fingers like this? Because I do. I don't really like doing it. Stay down a little more. I guess it's all the process of junk journaling. That's one thing I like about junk journaling. It's like you're playing. It's like you're at play. That and doing the mixed media stuff. I love it. I've really been enjoying the mixed media. I've been recording mixed media videos. I just have to edit them and put them up because if you have a YouTube channel, editing is that's a whole nother lifetime right there. So a lot go into edited video. So sometimes I'll have the videos and they just haven't been edited. All right. I think I was trying not to make too much of a mess here. It's all right. Try to get some of this excess glue off of here. So what you're seeing is probably just wet page. It'll dry up. But, all right. I think I got that down. And that's from the vellum. I love vellum. I like the sound of vellum. I like the feel of it. I like the way it looks. Vellum is awesome. I just put up a whole bunch in the store too. Nice vellum. All right. So I'm gonna let that air dry. Put the top back on here. All right. Let's look in the chat because the chat is a going right now. Let's see. So Casual says Kay says she has to get back over to her channel and she wants to thank you. Thanks for the shout out. You are very welcome. And let's see. Oh, Casual K says very relaxing watching me craft. Thank you. I'm being an artist. I'm more than a crafter. That's my story and I'm sticking to it. I'm more than a crafter now. I'm an artist. Let's see. So Shannon says she uses her hands all the time too. I don't like using my hands all the time, but sometimes a woman's got to do what a woman's got to do. So I have these butterfly die cuts also, and I'm just going to pick a few of these out to use on the page, kind of in the reddish color. They don't have to be matchy for me, but I sell these like in the assorted colors, so it's always something to pick through. Maybe I put like a green in there. I like the green ones. I like butterflies too. I'm like a butterfly freak. I love butterflies. It's gonna take me forever to clean my desk up after I'm finished. Because in the interest of time, I'm just not putting everything back. I'm not putting things back as I'm taking them out. Let's see which other ones we have here. I wish I could find my glue stick. That would make life a lot easier. Let's put this one on. Oh, I like that. Let me put the butterflies on here. I'm gonna use a different kind of glue for this. If I can find it. Oh no. All that glue is together. I have no idea what I did with it. Okay, well, I'm not gonna use that glue, but I'll just use. No, I'm gonna try to use the tape runner for this. Okay, so we just need a little bit. And I think it should stay. Yeah. Yeah, I think we're gonna be okay. It's nice to have different types of glues and tapes too, and you can kind of select for what feels best for you. You know, sometimes people they say this is what you should use, but sometimes it doesn't work for me. All right, so that looks good. So now, of course, part of the junk journaling process will be journaling, and I'm going to go in and write things in, and I'm still going to show you all once I get done. All right, let's see, I have some material on my desk, and this would be like perfect for like a big old pocket. Let's see. This how I junk journal. I go through them and I find a page and stick stuff on and I go to the next page. But I'm trying to be organized while I'm with you all. Guess I don't want to cover up all the words to make a big old pocket. But I almost don't want to like rip this down. So let's see. I don't have any more pages to use this on though. If I rip it down a little bit more, I can use it. Okay, I'm not going to try to use the whole thing. I just want a piece of this. So I'm going to cut it a little bit and then I'm going to rip it because I like that rip look. And I'll just get some of the excess strings off of here. All right, let me go back to my page here. So these pages were totally empty when I started. So it's nice because now they are almost done. And I'm going to let that hang over the side there. And I'm going to use the Aleene's glue for this one too, since I have it on my desk. You can use it with fabrics also. I definitely had some different glues in mind to use. I don't know where they're at though. I got to track some stuff down. And we're just going to glue that top. A little bit more on here at the end. So I like having fabrics on my page too. You can see I almost covered up that whole background that we put on from the flower bag, but you can still see it. It made a fantastic background, didn't it? Okay, and let's see. So we got. It's just I feel like you need something up here. It's kind of on empty. So let's see. What do we have here? Besides butterflies all over the place. I was going to use this too. I like tags from the store. I don't really have a place for it on this page. I have to find a different page for that. Let's see. What do we have? What do we have? I could just put down some. Now, this is actually from a book that was from the late 1800s. It was in really bad condition. And so I'm going to use the cover for a journal and then I'm going to also use the pages. So the pages are really nice for like collages and stuff like that. So let's see. I'm just trying to cover up some of the space over here. So let's use some of the matte gel medium. So let's put this down. Okay, Casual says that should be right back. All right, we'll be on for a few more minutes. Casual, if you're not already gone already. Let's see. Put this under here. Put a little on top of that tab. Put that down there. It's my country voice. I do live in the South, so, I deserve to have a country twang. Put some on the top so it'll stay down. I'll put some up here at the top. Oh, you're back already? I didn't even know you was gone. You didn't miss that much. All right. So I'm just kind of putting down some book pages. It probably would have been better to put those down like before I started, but oh well, whatever. And then I'm just covering up some of my beautiful coffee dyed paper that I love looking at. But, I think when I first started doing stuff like this, I had like a fear of like covering stuff up, but not anymore. I'll cover stuff up in a minute. So it is okay. And then let's see. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take more washi tape. Let's see. Take some of this washi tape. Y'all, I have like over 500 rolls of washi tape. And I'm not ashamed of it because I love my washi tape. But the part of it that I am ashamed of is I don't use it enough. So I'm trying to use more washi tape now. It's acting like it doesn't want to stick because that glue is wet, but I think once the glue dries, it will be fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use my gun here, which I just keep this out. This is one of my favorites for junk journaling and for art journaling is my heat gun. And I think I've said this before. When I went to get a heat gun, I got it at Michael's, and the lady there was saying, she said that the heat guns that are for like cellophane for like people that do flowers and stuff was cheaper. So I went over to that section and I got this for just a bit a bit less expensive than the heat gun that's over on the other side that you would use like for art. And they do the same thing. I've also seen people use a hair dryer. Now I'll tell you, I tried to use a hair dryer and I just blew stuff all over the place because with this, the way they have the nozzle made, you can see how they have the nozzle made. I want to put my hand in front. It has like a more concentrated airflow, so you don't have to worry about stuff blowing all over the place. And it doesn't blow like that strong. It's just hot. But with a hair dryer, it just blows air like crazy, and the air is hot. So you can still use it, but you just know it's gonna be a mess. It's gonna be a mess after you get done. So just keep that in mind. So that's your tip for this. Yeah, this is like if you don't want to be waiting for stuff to dry, especially when I'm doing the art journaling, this is like a time saver and a half. But like I said, I will notice that even though I think things they feel a little bit dry, like the next day when I go, especially like if I'm doing watercolors or something, you can tell that things are drier. So it's like dries things on the surface. All right, so the next thing I want to do, because I'm not completely finished with this page, of course, I'm going to go back in. I'm glad I waited to do the writing since I put the flower on here, but I'm going to do the writing on here and I think I would like to put something right here too, even though I might leave that the way it is. I don't have to cover up everything. And I could also write something on the back of this card if I wanted to. So what I could do is put some white paint on here and cover that card up. Does she want to do that? Ooh, got another idea. If I can find that other picture that I had earlier. What if I put this picture in here like this? Dun, dun. That's what I'm going to do. I got an idea. I got a few ideas right now. That's what happens. The ideas just come to you. All right, y'all, watch this. Watch this. First, we're going to put this picture in here. Let me also find my We Are Memory Keepers. This is another one of my favorites, is the Corner Rounder by We Are Memory Keepers. You know I got it at a discount because I'm about the discount life, y'all. I like rounding corners too. So, see, got my picture, me and my brother. And I'm going to put it on the back of this card. And actually, the sides of the card kind of add a little bit of a picture frame. I like that. I should have put some, it's too late. I should have like did the edges so that would be a little bit darker, but that's okay. And then do something else. To my paint drawer. Okay, I'm pulling. Ooh, hit my knee. I pulled out some white Dilutions paint, and I love this paint. It is so nice. Ooh, hurt my knee, y'all. Oh, you know how you hit like your funny bone? I think I hit my funny bone. Okay. These are some of my favorite acrylic paints. So I'm using my finger again. I'm just gonna take some paint and y'all gonna see what I'm doing. I'm gonna put some of this paint back here on the back. Probably should use a brush for this piece because I want to put like a nice coat on here. I still want it to be kind of covered up. This paint dries fast too. So in order for me not to mess another brush up, I'm just gonna use my fingers for now. And try not to make a mess. It's hard to control the paints with your fingers, but you know, whatever. A girl's got to do what a girl's got to do. And then let me dry this. I want to put some more paint down. You don't want to have your hand up under that heat either because it is hot. I think the heat that comes out of these heat guns are about like 500 degrees, so you have to be careful with it. You can melt some stuff down to include your skin if you're not careful. I haven't really had any problems with it though, so don't be afraid. Yeah, the knees and the elbows are the worst. I agree with you. Okay. Now I'm going to put some more paint on there because I want it to be a thicker coat because I'm going to write on it. And these Dilutions paints are easy to write on. Let me get my paintbrush out because I think it won't take me as long. It won't take me as long if I use the paintbrush. And you only need a little bit of paint too. My brush is a little stiff. That's probably because I don't clean them right. I just clean them with water. And I probably didn't clean this one as good as I should have, but I mean, it still works. So it's not going on as smooth as I would like, but you know, whatever. Whatever. Y'all thought this page was finished a long time ago, didn't you? It's never finished with me. Sometimes I go back and I put stuff on the pages. Do you all do that? Like once you finish with a page, you go back and do it? I do. I'm a crazy, unfinished person. Okay, that's probably enough. So, let me close this up because every time you open up one of these pots of paint, they start evaporating. And I was watching a video and it says that you don't have to, but once you like open it up and use it, every time you use it, you should spritz a little water inside of it because it immediately starts the moisture in the paints start evaporating. but I still love those paints so, so much. Yep, I agree with you, Shannon. Shannon says when you give your brain a rest, when you come back, you basically come back with great things. So I definitely agree with that. Y'all see how that bubbled up? I don't know if you can see it. When you get too close with your heat gun, things bubble up. And also with this paint, it's made to be translucent. You can see like that pattern coming from behind there. It's not really coming from behind, but the paint as it dries, it starts going into a translucent mode, which is okay for what we're doing. Yes, artists are never finished, and I'm an artist. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. She's an artist now. Y'all know I only been junk journaling, not even for a full year yet, and I'm just all in. I love junk journal. I love making the journals. I love doing the art journaling. Okay, let's see. Okay, I'm just gonna let that set because it's really warm. And while that's setting, because I'm not really done. But what I'm gonna do, if y'all give me a moment, I'm just gonna set this in some water real quick since I don't want to mess the brushes up. So hold on, don't go nowhere. Okay, I'm back. Okay, so I didn't really want to get up, but I had to, so I can have some brushes for the next time we're together. Okay, so now what I want to do, I just don't have. Let me see. I have my little. Oh, here's the pen I like to write with. I love the Pilot G2 pens, so this is the one I want to use, and I'm going to give my butterflies a little bit more definition. I'm going to attempt to. So they're nice to start out with. And again, these are some die cuts that I handmade. And I'm going to give the butterfly some body. And I think I'm going to give the wings a spot of an outline. And I could have went around it with my blending tool as well, but I didn't think about it. Some people that just comes naturally to them, but to me it doesn't come naturally. So always remember after I've already stuck whatever it is on the paper that was going to stick on the paper. So now that makes the butterfly come to life. Anytime you outline stuff, it makes it come to life. So I'll probably outline some more stuff on this paper. And I think, oh, you missed the color with the beans on sun. I was thinking about starting to do those again because I kind of miss doing them. I haven't, and probably the last time I colored was the last time that I was on here and doing the color with me. So I think I may start doing that again because I enjoyed it. It's a good way to wind down the weekend and wind up the week. I'm trying to be a little bit more careful than I've been. Sometimes I rush through this stuff and things. I don't mind them coming out a little. I wouldn't say sloppy, but sometimes they're sloppy. So I'm trying to make it not so sloppy. Not so sloppy, but I also don't like the perfect look either. So this butterfly is kind of fat. He had a fat body. All right, looks good so far. Got one more butterfly to do here. Oh, you're always in creative mode, Shannon? I think I'm always in a creative mode too. I've been told I'm like the Energizer bunny. I'm usually like up and down, up and down. And I am a true multitasker. I multitask way too much. I'm an out of control multitasker. So I have to like stop and say, you're doing too much now. You're a little bit extra today, Lizzie. Calm it down. That's why doing this with you guys is good for me because I'll just sit down and actually finish a page. Otherwise, I'll be on extra mode. All right. Ooh, what do you guys think about the butterflies? Those are nice. Okay, so I must have paint on my hands. Look, I got paint on my mother's picture. She'd kill me. Let me see if I can get it off before it dries. I got it off. She'll be thinking I did that on purpose. We don't want that. Yeah, I think most of us women are multitaskers too. And sometimes we probably shouldn't be. Now, I am going to I am going to do a little writing in here. I'm going to try to do it with my gold Uniball pen. I love this. I just started using this the other day and I'm just all in. Let's see how it's going to come out. Wish me luck, y'all. I can't talk while I'm writing. That's why I didn't want to write on the other page because I knew I wasn't going to be able to write and talk at the same time. Okay, so I wrote that in gold and it came out real good. Now these pens are still usually when you write with them, they're still a little bit wet, so I'm just gonna hit it with my gun real quick. I'm gonna shoot it. You don't have to shoot it a lot though. And that says nothing compares to brotherly love. I love my brother and all his faults. I made that up myself. So that's finished. So when you close that, you don't see it. So it's kind of like a secret journaling spot. I like secret journaling spots. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cover that up. But she's still not done, y'all. Because I want to outline this too. And I'm going to use, I don't know if this is going to work out this time. I'm going to use my white Uniball pen, which is another one of my favorites for these projects. Oh, what questions are you guys? What questions did you want me to answer? I'm sorry, I think I might have missed it. Oh, can you explain junk journaling a little bit? Is it just a mix of what I want to say? Okay, keepsakes. Okay. Um, Someone else asked me what exactly junk journaling was, and my definition of junk journaling basically it's kind of a mix of things because you just don't get caught up on the terminology, you all. I'm not going to use this here. It's not going to work. um don't get caught up on the terminology, but junk journaling is more than just junk that you put into your book. It's about expressing yourself. And I call it's like a freestyle type of way to journal because you don't have to write anything on the pages. The pieces that you put on here are an expression of the way that you feel. And so, like, I just kept things that may have meaning to me and I just wrote them down. Like, for instance, like this is like from a cereal box. It's called cocoa wheat. And I used to eat it when I was little, and actually they don't sell it down here in Florida. And so my cousin ships it to me. And so I decided one day I love the pictures, and I'm gonna cut those out. So I cut them out, and then in a couple of days I went back and I did some journaling, and I just put in here like what that box reminded me of. So it's like another way to like kind of like let your creativity flow in a free form kind of way. So there's no rules to it or anything. You just take stuff and you put it on the page. You don't have to write. I write in minds, and it's a lot of fun. It's a way for you don't have to. It's not like you're creating like a cohesive page or anything. It's just a way for you to kind of get your thoughts out. And you can do mixed media in your books too. I've done mixed media in here. I did some like with some watercolors in here on that page. And I think I have one. See on this page about our little baby in here. So you could put mixed media in here. It's all about what you want. Now, I think kind of a definition that people have for junk journals are signatures of pages, and signatures are basically just groupings of pages. So you have signatures and they are sewn into a book, and that kind of denotes a junk journal. So this one is sewn in, and you can see it's one signature right there. And you can see that on my video on how to make a junk journal. You can make your own pretty easily if you have the time and the inclination to do it. And then you'll hear another book that's called Smash Books. And the Smash Book is exactly the same thing. It's like doing junk journaling, but Smash Books are they're bound differently. So they might have just some rings in them, or they might have like bindings. So that's basically what junk journaling is. So I hope that answers your question on what's junk journaling. And let me see. Somebody else said they had. Let me see. Is there another question in here that I missed? I'm gonna try to go back through the comments a little bit and see what I missed. Let's see. Got the junk journaling. All right. So I don't think I missed another question. You guys asked the question I have. Okay. Thank you very much. Thanks. I guess, oh wow, some people may look at your journal and say, what is it when you look at it? Right, Shannon. So Shannon says, when you look at your journal, some other people might look at your journal, which nobody cares about them because your journal is for you. And when they look at it, like I'm telling you right now, and it makes me mad. My mom sees stuff like this. She's like, ugh, what the, what is that? Why would anybody want to put like trash in here? But it's like, it's not trash to me. But like some people can't, it's too chaotic for them. But I'm okay with the chaos. It's all right for me. But for some people, it would drive them crazy. So for sure, it's all about what the pieces mean to you and not what it means to other people. And let's see. It's hard for me to read with these glasses on because they're like bifocals, and oh my goodness, I have to like it's that's why I call them my old lady glasses. Yeah, it's almost like scrapbooking. I say it's a mix. It's a mix between mixed media, scrapbooking, junk journaling, and that's why I said don't get caught up on the definitions. The definitions are meaningless because you can treat these books any kind of way that you want. I know someone asked me about some of the journals that I sell in the shop, and they asked, "Are can you do art journaling?" And I said, "Yes, you can. You can do anything you want in those books." So just don't get caught up on that. So let's see here. Okay, do you still use your planners in conjunction with junk journaling? Yes, I do. And do I have? I'm gonna show you. I think I showed this on the last video before. I kind of, ugh, I've kind of modified the way that I do my planning. I like the way that I was doing my planning before, and there's lots of planning videos on here. And I may even from time to time go back to that because I like switching things up sometimes. And what I found was I wanted to kind of merge the things I love to do. And so the art journaling was one of them. I like old things. I've been thrifting old books and everything. So I got this book right here. So this book I already had. So I decided I was going to use this for my planner. That's an odd kind of planner, isn't it? So this is like a shipbuilder's book, but I'm going to redo the cover of it, and it's not just for 1 month. So I just haven't had time to redo the cover, so you guys may be going along the journey of me redoing the cover. But on the inside, this book was from 1958, and it's kind of ratty, and but the pages were all good. But you can see that's my month at a glance. So I was able to kind of merge my art journaling with my planning. So I just use some watercolors, and then I have a stencil, and I actually have this stencil in my shop also because I couldn't find a stencil like this. And I don't have it on my desk so you can see, but the stencil itself it'll cover about this much. You can use it in your standard traveler's notebooks as well, and in a bullet journal. And then I put it when I stenciled this first and moved the stencil over and then stenciled this. And then I put the lines in here, and I made a monthly layout. And you can see I still have stickers in here as well. So I'm still using some stickers, not as many, but I'll probably start using more stickers because I still have a ton of stickers. It's ridiculous. And then this is like my week at a glance, and um my reflections here, and then I made like a big pocket out of the pages because using a book like this is just really versatile. It's a huge book. This is like a scrap sheet that I knew I was going to probably tear out later, so I just left it in here and I just wrote stuff on here because I don't mind having the text in the background. I like the text in the background of my artwork because it adds interest. And I took 2 pages and I glued them together so that way it would give the page some girth. So this is more kind of bullet journal style that I kind of drifted to or pivoted to. And this is like for meditations, which I haven't been using, like daily affirmations. So, but I'm not giving up on it. See my little, I made a stencil of a Buddha. I was gonna put the stencil up for sale, but I still haven't perfected how to really get the details on it because it's a really detailed stencil. But for me, that was okay. And then here, I just was putting things. Well, I'm still putting things on here for um, like how I'm being more earth friendly, just as a kind of a reminder to myself. And I was going to do a flip through this, but y'all made me do a flip through now. And then this is like my Netflix or Hulu where I'm watching the episodes. So I have some stuff to write on there. And I know this is like really messy to some people, but when I did this, I was okay with it. And this is like a week at a glance. So, like, this is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I can read the stuff on. You probably can't read it on here, but it's not for you. And then this page, I just added like some craft paper to it, and then I just use that as a background. So that's as far as I've gotten. So as I think of things, then I'll use it. So that's why you haven't seen any planning videos coming up because I've been just rethinking how I'm doing my planning. So I hope that makes sense and it wasn't too long winded, of course. And the Buddha is awesome. Okay, so I ditched the idea of using the white pen on here. So I'm just going to use black because the white wasn't showing and I wanted to give this a border. So I'm just going to go around and I'm going to do a little messy border on this just like I did the um the butterflies. And then I'm going to go back in and write something on here later too about two of my favorite people. See, the pictures remind you of stuff. And I actually don't have like a lot of pictures within my junk journals. And that's only because I'm too lazy to print the pictures out. And when I do print them out, I don't worry about printing them on good paper or anything. I just print them out. Sometimes we think too much into stuff. So now that way that stands out a little bit more than it was. Oh, and you know what? I will use the white pen. I'm going to use the white pen on the picture itself. Let's see what we come up with. I'm going to do kind of like a stitching kind of pattern because I like that. Sometimes I'll have my pages up and I'll just sit here and I'm watching like Hulu or Netflix, and every now and then I'll pick something up and do a little bit in the journal. So some of the pages are not always a finished. So I know I'm going to go back and do some writing on this. I already know. A lot of writing. And I am almost finished with this book, which I love the books I'm working in, but I love doing new books. So I have to make me a new book now. So I'm going to hit this again just to make sure that ink is dry, because even the ink that comes out that pen, they don't dry that fast. So they don't dry that easily. Okay. All right. I've been on here. This is probably the longest live stream that I've been on. If you guys have any more questions, let me know. I'll be happy to. I'm always happy to answer questions. Look, I'm bending my butterflies up because I want them to fly. Even though I'm gonna close the book in a minute, so they're gonna probably be flat. But I'll make my butterflies fly. Fly, little butterfly, fly. Guess this would be a good technique for scrapbooking, which I've never done. I'm not a scrapbooker, but this is totally scrapbookish. It's totally scrapbookish. All right, Shannon, thank you for coming on. I'm getting ready to shut her down too, because I have to be mindful of your time and my time too. All right, so let's just go quickly over what I did today. So I put on some artwork that I did, and this is actually a pocket, so I can stick something inside of here. You know what? I'm just gonna stick this in here for now. And that's probably gonna be its home. So it has a nice little pocket, and I made this out of just some old mail, some junk mail. And then we worked on these pages right here. So these pages were totally blank. So we have the guest check, which has some lines on here. So this is a great journaling opportunity, is what I call it. I'm going to also write on this card here that I put the picture on. We put like some old book pages on here for some interest. We already had a tab on here. And then we have like this flip up card with another picture on it, which I'll probably go back later, and I'm going to put some little stitching on there too. And I put some paint on here, and I wrote in the gold Uniball pen. We got our butterflies. We got some fabric. So I like touching my pages too, because I always say that your journal should ignite your senses. So I like touching the pages also. So that's pretty much it. Now, I will say that I've been posting up some of my artwork and some of my pages over my Instagram page. So you all can follow me on Instagram. It's at Liz for a Day also. And if you want to follow me on the Pinterest page, it's at Pleasant Creations. And if you want to check out the things that are in the Etsy shop, because I have some of these items are over in the Etsy shop that you can use. So you don't have to go out tracing around trying to find things, especially if you don't have the type of thrift stores like we have in our area. So you can go over to pleasantcreations.com. All the links are down below in the description. And that is going to be it for today. I'm glad everybody came on with me. Thank you for all the great questions that you all have, because I love sharing, what I've know and what I've learned so far doing during this junk journaling and art journaling experience. So I appreciate you all coming on with me. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to shove off, and I will see you all next Friday. I hope. Look for the notification. If you haven't subscribed already, subscribe, hit the notification button so Sweet Lotus Blossom and Lovable Lizzie. Have a fantabulous day and enjoy life.